Hi, Colleen Neal here for another episode of Let's Talk About It. In this episode, I want to talk about vestibular migraine and balance issues. People that have vestibular migraine have issues with balance. And again, if you think of the word vestibular, that has to do with a part of your brain that tells your body where you are in space. Um, your eyes give information to your brain about where you are in space, and so do your ears. So, one of the ways that you tell if you have vestibular migraine is having balance testing. I talked about that in another video. That would be VNG testing and the rotational chair and things like that. So, you have to rule out, do you have trouble with your ear? Or do you have a central nervous system issue? So for me, again, I was diagnosed after being in a car accident. So I have an injury that made it such that the wiring between my eyes and my brain is affected. So my eyes are not sending accurate information to my brain. So I'm having severe balance issues. That really came up when I was doing physical therapy after my accident, and we learned that I couldn't do things like walk in a straight line, balance on 2 feet, 1 foot. And I'm going to show you that today. I want to show you what that looks like. Um, if I took a sobriety test right now, I would not be able to pass that. In fact, I have a medical alert bracelet that I chose to get. I didn't have to get that, but I chose to get it. Because of some of my symptoms, I think it's important that if I were to get pulled over, let's say, um, A, I would have to tell the officer that I would fail the test. I'm not drinking, but I would fail the test because I have a medical condition. And I would explain that that condition is, and it's listed on my bracelet. The other reason I have one is because when I have what I call a vestibular migraine attack or an episode, I have apraxia, which causes me to stutter or have severe issues with word finding or processing. And sometimes it might look like I had a stroke or I'm having a stroke. And I don't want a medical professional to think that that's what they're dealing with. I want them to know that I have a condition called vestibular migraine and it's not a stroke. Um, and I have others, other medical information on there, my blood type, and I have thyroid disease and things like that. So I don't know. I just think that's important because I don't want to get pulled over and somebody think, I'm drunk or something. That's not what's happening. And you'll see in a moment, I want to actually show you what it looks like. So if you're a friend or family member of someone with vestibular migraine, like you're going to see what it looks like. So with that, again, the balance issues is something that we worked on a lot in physical therapy. So some people have balance issues because you might have problems with strength, right? After I had a couple back surgeries, but especially after my back fusion, I had a lot of trouble, especially with my one leg. I had issues with my L4 nerve, especially. It took me a really, really, really long time to be able to walk. And I had a lot of issues with my left leg. It took me like 8 months to a year to be able to walk right. And I still have a little bit of a drop foot there. Anyway, some people simply can't, don't have the balance because maybe they have a nerve issue in one leg or both legs. Some people are diabetic and they might have nerve issues at the bottom of their feet or in parts of their leg. Some people might have, really weak muscles. They might have hip issues. There's a lot of reasons. They might have, really weak core. So there's a lot of reasons why people might not be able to balance. But for people with vestibular migraine, it's in the brain, right? So I'm just going to show you real quick what that looks like. Something I want you to pay attention to when I'm doing this. And this is something I had to really advocate for myself when I had disability. I had mentioned to my doctor one time that I had done a hike. And he wrote it down in the notes. And this is one of the reasons I was denied disability, because I had mentioned that I went on a 1 or 2 mile hike. And my disability people were like, well, she went on a 2 mile hike. Yeah, I did. One of the things that I had to point out to them is I can walk for a really long time. I don't have an inability to walk. I can walk really far. I'm strong. My legs are fine. My feet are fine. My muscles are strong. Um, if I look down at the floor, I can walk for a long time. The problem is if I look up. If I look up, and especially if I look up, I'm going to close my eyes and do this. If I look up and move my head, I'll crash. You know, if I'm in a if I'm in a crowded place, I can't look up and like look at signs and navigate. For instance, I did go to the US Open this year because I love it. Getting out of there, no way. I have to look down and I had to hold on to my friend and so I could walk, but I can't look. I can't look where people are. I can't look to try to like see where the holes are in people to move. I can't see where openings are, where stairs are, where doors are. I can't do any of that. So I have to hold on to my friend, kind of like I'm a blind person. Same thing in a bus station, train station, anywhere where there's a crowd, even a crowded store, and even an open space like a festival. I have to hold on to someone because I can't walk and scan like a crowd, right? I know there are some people actually, and I will mention this, they, excuse me, they do make service, they don't make, they train service dogs. They have service dogs for people with vestibular migraine. I wouldn't need one because I'm not in crowded spaces enough to need one and I'm not working right now, but they do actually have service dogs because some people can't walk and navigate that space. But I can imagine, you know, if I was in a situation like that, if I had a service dog that could help me navigate those spaces, that would totally make sense to me because I can walk fine if I look down. So I had to, when I was denied my disability, that was one of the comments they made. And I had explained to them, I have no trouble walking with my head down. It's just I can't walk with my head up. So if I go to work, right? If I go to work and I have to like, let's say walk through a hotel, if I'm at a conference, no way. I would have to have an assistant help me navigate a conference. Or if I was teaching and I had to, let's say, walk through a room of tables and I had to try to, I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. I have to look down the whole time and I wouldn't be able to navigate those tables. So anyway, you get my point. So I'm just going to show you what I want you to pay attention to is how I can balance fine when I look down. And it's around the time I want you to watch when I pick my head up, I start to usually lean to my right, your left, my right. I don't know why it is that way, but my brain, I don't know what it does, but it makes me crash to the right. You'll see I have a bunch of chairs lined up here so I don't fall. And I have my couch here. So I have that way so I don't fall because I will fall otherwise. Notice when I have my head down, I'm fine. And when I get to about, when my eyes get to about 30 degrees, you'll notice that my body moves. So for some reason, once that information, once I get to about 30 degrees, the information that gets to my brain gets all wobbly and weird. And it causes my body not to work correctly. So I'm going to move back and I'm just going to show you. Okay. So here I am back here. So I'm going to put one foot in front of the other, and I'm just going to try to balance, which is not so easy. So I'm pretty good right now. Actually, I'm going to move up a little bit. I'm pretty good right now. All right. Now, once I lift my head up, whoop, okay, I'm going to the left. You can see that I fall right over, right? Now I'll try it again this way. Again, if I look down at the floor, I'm okay. Down at the floor, and I'll lift my head very slowly. And once I do that, I fall right over. Okay. Now, one of the things my doctors asked me to do is to walk and move my head. So if I just walk regular, so I can walk in a straight line with my head down. No problem. Boop, no problem. Now, if I walk in a straight line with my head up, you can see I cannot do that. Right? Now, if I try to walk and move my head, there's no way. There's no way. I can't do it. Okay. So now I'm going to try to like lift my leg up. Okay. Let's try to do that. So now I'm going to put one leg up, head down. I'm okay. Now let's see what happens when I pick my head up. See what happens there. Okay. Let's try with the other leg. Got my buddies here. Okay. Pretty good. Looking down. Once I pick my head up, boop, boop, can't balance. Okay. So now I'm just going to try to do the sobriety test. Let's see what we can do. Look out, buddy. I could do it this way. Kind of. Let's see. Head down. Pretty good. I could pass the sobriety test if I look at the floor. Let's see if they make me look up. Here we go. Sobriety test, looking up. No, cannot do it. Cannot do it. Okay. You get my point. So, winded. Yeah, so that's balance. So when I go to the mailbox, I can go to the mailbox. I just have to look at the floor. I've got to look at the ground. I can walk in my yard. I just have to look down. I can garden. I look down. I can garden. Some people say, can you use a cane? No. A cane is there so you don't like wipe out, but think about it. If I have a cane and I move to the right, I'm just going to fall down with a cane. A cane does nothing for you. It's the same with the walker. You're just going to fall down with a walker. So with this situation, there's not a lot you can do. I will tell you that once I started taking my medication, it helped a little bit, but not much. My balance is shot. The hope is that I took 1 round of Botox. The hope right now is that once I do 3 rounds of Botox, which I do every 90 days, I only did 1 so far, that my balance hopefully will return. And then I should go back to therapy and we'll work on my balance some more and hopefully it'll come back. You know, a lot of people in my group are like, go for walks, go for walks, go for walks, challenge yourself, you know, try to get out there, try to challenge your brain, challenge your eyes, keep trying to do that. I do try to go for walks, but you see what happened there. You have to be really careful. Like if I fall, like I'm going down, I'm going to go down. So if I go for walks, I don't want to do that alone. I don't want to hurt myself, especially because I have, you know, I got titanium in my back here. So I don't need to be hurting myself. So I just wanted to show you all that's what a balance problems with vestibular migraine looks like. You know, it's very easy to see. It's very clear to see. So if you think you have it, you could just try to do a couple of things I just did there, standing on one leg, trying to walk one in front of the other, look down, look up and see what that looks like. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's my little visual tutorial on vestibular migraine and balance. So I hope that was somewhat helpful to see a visual like that. And I'll be doing some more videos. So I'll see you all in the next one. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so you can see all of my other videos. I also have occipital neuralgia, and I'll be taking you all on the ride as I'm getting my occipital nerve decompression surgery February 4th. If there's any other topics you want me to cover, like let me know, ask me questions, but anything that has to do with my experience, I'm going to be sharing with you guys as we go. So thank you for joining me, and I wish you all every good thing, and I hope your treatment helps you, and I hope you're having a really good day. Take care.